What's going on?
Hi, Gary. You got a question?
Didn't Brian hire you to be a Trump dumbbell and call up the show?
No.
If he didn't hire you,
No.
you're not doing anyone any favors. You sound like a complete schmuck. But next to Brian Shapiro, you're a bigger schmuck than Brian.
All right.
I have an opinion, and you don't like my opinion.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. One at a time. Gary, I want to interject. Since you interjected me into this conversation, why am I a schmuck?
Because you're all right, I'll tell you why.
Hey,
because
Gary,
you
it
think
sounds like
Howard
you've just
Stern-
developed a stutter. Do you have a stutter, or is that something that just developed during the show?
Because you're an insulting jerk-off.
Okay,
That's why.
Okay, so are you voting for Donald Trump, Gary?
I'm not voting for either one.
Okay,
That's what I'm doing. Stop asking questions and give me a chance to talk.
Gary, I'm going to do whatever I want to do because it's my show and not yours. You say I'm insulting.
Why do you have a
Let
show?
me be very.
Why?
I'll tell you
That's
why
the
I have.
big question.
Get him off, and I'll explain to him why I have a show. Gary,
Gary, vote for Trump.
Gary, here's why I have a show. And for many of you MAGA deplorables out there, let this be a lesson to you. You see, at the age of 19 or so, I decided I want to do radio for a living. I majored in communications, worked at my college radio station, got my first job in radio when I was 21 years old. I wasn't making a ton of money at the age of 21, but I did it because I was passionate about it. And then I moved to Vegas and I got another job. That led me to another job, and I was a reporter for 10 years. Worked my butt off. Never made boatloads of money, but I worked my ass off. And then about 13 years ago, maybe, somewhere around there, I said, I want to do my own show. I got an opportunity to do that. Again, worked my butt off at a small AM radio station. Then it led me to another opportunity where I worked my butt off, and I was doing a morning show up against Rush Limbaugh when he was alive. And then it led me to this show where I continue to work my ass off every day. Because you see, Gary, I got a college degree. I worked hard to get to where I want to be. And that's where I am right now, speaking to mostly intelligent listeners of this program, mostly intelligent, smart, informed listeners who appreciate what I do, and I appreciate them. That's how I got on the air. While you call into these shows and use your little MAGA fingers and call up and try to insult me. See, I hope I answered your question because nobody gave anything to me. I had to earn it. I had to earn this show. I had to earn my degree, and I had to earn every job that I had in the radio business. I hope I answered your stupid MAGA question. Go ahead and vote for your liable rapist and have a nice day. All right, let's take one more caller that will have an opportunity to speak to Tommy. Let's go to Darlene. Darlene is next. Hello, Darlene.
Hi, Darlene.
Hi, Brian.
Hi.
I called in yesterday, and I'll try to be calmer than I was yesterday. But I want to ask Gary and Tommy a question.
Sure.
Did your mama drop you guys on your head when you were babies? Because you're the most screwed up, messed up men I have ever heard in my life.
Tommy.
And how dare you say anything bad about Brian? Brian is the person that people need to listen to because he tells the truth. And
I
you
appreciate
men,
that.
you two ignorant men, I would be ashamed to even live in a state with you because you're so ignorant. And women do not appreciate what you're saying.
Yeah, I agree. Tommy, where do you live? What state do you live in, Tommy?
Yeah.
I live in the great state of Texas.
Oh, boy.
The Lone Star State.
Oh, well, there you go. It's Texas. I can't. No, that figures.
Darlene,
Yes.
is that your name? First of all, I don't know what my mom has to do with this. Secondly is, I
She
didn't
dropped you on
attack
your
Brian or
head.
call names. I'm just calling Brian and telling him the real truth. I'm just telling Brian the reasons why he needs someone else.
Let me ask you a question.
To give him something. Oh, go ahead. What's your question? How can I turn your vote?
I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me tell you something. There was a video of Trump, and I don't know if it's his friend or who, but they're standing on an escalator. A little 9-year-old girl and her mother are going up the escalator. They're at the bottom of the escalator. Trump looks at his friend and says, I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Do you think that's appropriate? And it's on tape. If you don't believe me, go to Midas Touch and you'll find the tape.
Darlene, that's very appropriate. She will be 19. Okay? She's not saying he's going to date her now or at 10 or 11 or 12.
So you agree on molesting children too? A 78-year-old orange turd.
No. She'll be 19, Darlene. You just
Oh,
She was
excuse
9.
me.
I'm going to
Do you have any daughters? Do you have any daughters? Do you have any
I have
daughters?
a daughter. I have a daughter.
Well, I feel so sorry for her. So sorry for her that she had you as a dad.
She was raised correctly. I raised her correctly. She's got her own opinions, and she's over 19.
Okay, let me ask you. Let me interject. Let
me
interject. And by the way, dear, thank you so much for the phone call. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tommy boy.
Vote for Trump.
Go back to Tommy. Hang on a second. Going back to when your daughter was 10 years old, let's just say. If you had somebody go up to you and say, boy, I can't wait to date your daughter in 10 years, you'd be totally okay with that statement?
She's 19. She can do what she wants.
That's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you she can do what she wants. That's not my question. Focus, MAGA Tommy boy, focus. When your daughter was 10 years old, if men went up to you and your daughter and said, I can't wait to date her in 10 years, would you be okay with that, yes or no?
No, I would look at them kind of strange.
Okay, thank you for that's the one honest thing that you've said in this entire conversation. Tommy,
everything I said has been honest.
Okay,
when she's 18, when she's 19, she can do what he wants, and he can date who he wants.
That might be true, Tommy. I do appreciate you calling in. Maybe at another time you can call back and we'll let people talk to you, but I don't know how much more of that I can take. But, Tommy, that's what Donald Trump said. You just said it was wrong. You know it's wrong. You'd give them a dirty look, as you said. That's the guy who you're voting for.